Did you know you can change someone's will after their death, as long as any beneficiary is left worse off by the changes agree? Now, whilst you can't rewrite someone's will after they've died, the law does let you change what you're entitled to from the estate. This is to allow flexibility in case circumstances have changed since the will was written. Now, you have to be a beneficiary of someone's will to make changes, and you can only amend your own share of the estate. Sometimes other people, such as executors or other beneficiaries, also need to agree if they're affected by the change. You can make changes either before or after the executor gets the grant of probate to start administering the estate. For tax reasons, however, any changes must be made within 2 years of the person's death. The main reasons you may want to vary a will are because you don't need all of your share and you want it to benefit someone else. Second reason could be that you'd like your inheritance or part of it to go to charity. Or it may be that the will doesn't include children or grandchildren who were born after it was written. Or as a family, you'd like to even things out for all beneficiaries. For example, if one child has been left a smaller part than the others. You may want to move the deceased assets into a trust, or, importantly, there's a more tax efficient way to distribute the estate, which may reduce the amount of inheritance tax or capital gains tax that is payable. So let's consider the possible tax benefits just for a moment. So while making changes to a will is useful for many different reasons, it can often be a great way of reducing both the estate's inheritance tax and capital gains tax liabilities. You can alter the distribution of someone's estate to make it more tax efficient by, firstly, making the best use of available reliefs and exemptions. You may be spreading large amounts out more evenly between beneficiaries, passing your inheritance straight to your children so that they receive the full benefit and it remains outside of your own estate. Maybe donating to a charity, which means that a portion of the estate is exempt from inheritance tax. And if a large enough sum is left to charity, the estate may pay only 36%, not 40%. Varying a will does not mean you avoid inheritance tax or taxes, but it can be a way for the loved ones of the deceased to take advantage of tax reliefs and make the most of their estate. What can't you do? Well, you cannot change other people's inheritance without their consent. You can't give yourself a larger share of the estate unless it is being gifted by another beneficiary who agrees to it. You can't change executors or guardians named in the will. So, what do you need to do to make a change to a will after someone's died? Well, you need to create a document called a deed of variation. It's alternatively known as a deed of family arrangement or a deed of disclaimer. The deed of variation details exactly how you would want your part of the estate to be distributed instead. And as I mentioned, you only have the power to change your own share of the estate. If other people's shares of the estate will be affected, they need to agree to the changes as well. You don't need a formal document or deed. You can write a letter as long as it meets certain conditions. But in my experience, it's sensible to seek professional advice, especially if you're aiming to reduce the estate's tax liability. Any changes made in the deed of variation will be treated as if the deceased had written them into the original will. If the variation means there's more inheritance tax to pay, you must send a copy to HMRC within 6 months of making it. You don't need to send a copy if the variation doesn't change the amount of inheritance tax due. Hope that's been useful. Thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. I'm Justin King. I'm a chartered and certified financial planner, and my aim is to help people live successful lives. And in my experience, that often involves understanding your money. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been useful. If you have, please press the like button to help more people like you find my channel. And subscribe, of course. So I'm Justin King, helping you live your best life.